Hey guys, my name is Light Hypernova, and in today's video, we'll be going over solo combat tips. Tip number 1. Always pay attention to your resource consumption. When in the heat of battle, it's easy to lose track of how many resources you're consuming. You always want to keep track of how many heals and grapples you have available to you. Tip number 2. There are many different resource setups you can use. The most commonly used setup is 4 reds, 10 blues, 24 grapples, and 2 repair kits. However, this can change depending on the character you're playing, as well as the Souljade build you're going for in each game. Tip number 3. Don't get too comfortable using one character or weapon. As is the norm in any game these days, things are subject to change. No one thing will always stay the same. So to prevent yourself from falling short in the event a change like this comes around, try to become proficient in using multiple characters and weapons. Tip number 4. This can be seen as an extension of tip 3, but it's best to learn what every character can do so you have an idea of what to expect in a real game. Tip number 5. Always try to be aware of your surroundings. You never want to be caught off guard in a situation that doesn't favor you. Tip number 6. Souljades will determine what type of build you're going for in each match. You won't always get the same Jades in every match, so learning what they all do will help you better choose the way that you want to play out your fights. Tip number 7. Playing 0 and 3 ban will help build onto your knowledge for solos. 0 ban is a custom lobby environment where anything goes, as it's used to simulate fights in the real BR environment. These lobbies are meant to help get a feel of character abilities against other players. 3-ban is an environment where using skills, ultimates, grapples, and range weapons are prohibited. These lobbies are meant to help improve your neutral. Tip number 8. Your neutral is the bread and butter of combat. This is a state where you're looking to land a first attack on your opponent. Things that make up the neutral include super armoring or blue focus armor, which prevents you from being staggered by light attacks and will also reduce light attack damage by 30%. Tap dodges, which are dodges with long invincibility frames, have 2 after shadows. Hold dodges, which are dodges with short invincibility frames, have 1 after shadow. Tip number 9. There's a third type of dodge called a mid dodge. To access this type of dodge, you have to go into your settings and disable the hold dodge to auto run setting. This dodge is essentially a hold dodge with no directional input and is the fastest possible dodge. Tip number 10. Sometimes survival is just as necessary. If you can get enough coins to purchase a Moonbane, you can use it on the Gate of Yang portal to guarantee safe entry. Or you can use it on a Morse Blessing to get a guaranteed purple armor. Tip number 11 is that all of this plays a part in your overall game sense. Ask yourself if the fight you're about to take is really worth taking depending on what you're working with. This last one isn't really a tip, but it's just a little bit of advice. Experience is your ticket to improvement. There will be times where you fall short, but that's what it takes to get a better understanding of the game. Don't beat yourself up about it and try to have a good time. I hope this guide sheds some light on things to think about in solos. And as always, leave a like and comment if this helped you in some way. Make sure to subscribe and turn on noties to stay up to date. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one.